you have no fucking idea how great you really are, because you are using such minimal of what you have.
The human mind, the human body, the human psyche is so pliable. You can literally become anyone and anything.
The most important thing is probably keep betting on yourself and bet again and roll the dice and roll the dice.
If people can learn to focus, this is what's possible. Wow, there's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you.
You just do the work and you get there. Multiply that over time and experience, and don't quit even when it sucks.
Life will pay whatever price you ask of it.
Your thoughts are not just these like whimsical things that have no weight and carry no weight in the universe. Your thoughts are things. Your thoughts are like, they hold weight. When you really like tune into that ideology that, yo, my thoughts do turn into something. If I believe in it and I put the right energy behind it, you can really make what you want to have happen.
You wake up, right to work. Immediate, your mind is in action.
Isolation, it was visualization, it was motivation, and it was dedication.
But sometimes you have to go beyond what you're feeling.
It's only delusional until it works.
Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings.
The doubt of 1,000 people on me is less dangerous than if I had self-doubt. The most important conversation you could ever have is that conversation that takes place between your ears, right, with yourself.
You have to be able to push through these hard times, but you also have to realize that there is a legitimate tactical advantage to grit. There's a legitimate tactical advantage to being mentally resilient and tough and showing up and giving everything that you have, especially on the days where everybody else quits.
The things that dictate our lives are our beliefs. Your life is as good as you believe it's going to be. I think a 95% of life is how you look at it, and 5% is what happens to you. So the idea that you go, what are you going to believe? Well, most of our beliefs, the beliefs that really affect us, are the presuppositions that we make. We don't even think about them. We just think it's, oh, I'm not the kind of person that does that. And then you allow yourself at some stage, you go, well, fuck that. I'm going to allow myself to dream or to try and be more than.
There's only one way, one direction. If you're at the bottom, there's only one way, but you got to look up. And when you look up, there's somebody there waiting for you. His name is G.O.D. And he's there with a hand, reaching out, waiting for you to take control of your life. Because I learned one very important lesson. Your relationship with God is like that of a captain and a crew member. One rows, the other one steers. But it's very interesting because many times in our life, we want to get confident and cocky and arrogant. And God says, I steer, but I do not row. We need to put in the work and God will guide.
You have to be a little maniacal with the shit. Maniac. When you're pursuing your destiny, when you identify with your destiny, you have to be selfish. You have to be maniacal. You have to be uncompromising. You have to move in a way, when it comes to those three things, you function completely in a way where it's an unwavering faith.
I think that a lot of the personal excellence comes down to making the but I'll know more important than the what will everyone else think.
The momentum that you can build up when things are consistent, sustainable, replicable, the difference is so profound that I can't put words on it. And that's what you see, that's that 1%. Each conversation, each day, each little time that you do something, each interaction, the fact that you turn up early, the fact that you tell the truth as opposed to telling a lie. Every single one of those are mountain built on layers of paint. What happens as you get older is you realize that these opportunities were in front of you and you didn't jump for them. Why? You were in a bad mood, or you didn't know who to call, or so forth. Life can be understood as a series of opportunities that are put before you, and they're time limited. So your philosophy in life should be to say yes to that opportunity. And yes, it's painful, and yes, it's difficult, and yes, you have to deal with your family, and yes, you have to travel to some foreign place and so forth. Get on the airplane and get it done.
It's almost as if cats lose respect for winning, right? It's not the win. You want to win. Everybody want to win. You lose respect for what it takes to win. The process, dedication, commitment, work ethic, sacrifice. That's what you lose respect for. What it takes to win. You disrespect what it takes in order to be blessed.
Gratitude's an excellent practice, man. It's the opposite of arrogance and resentment. I think it's a great thing to become an expert at. And I think that you can allow yourself happiness if you're grateful.
What does everybody need? We need a compelling future, but we really need, if you want to have mental well-being and you want mental fulfillment, you want an extraordinary life, you really need to find something you care about more than yourself. Focusing on us, it's not that hard to meet our basic needs. I'm talking about, inside what drives you.
I think the true test of whether you're a quote perfectionist or not is if everyone else in the room says it's exceptional and then you say, but I'll know it's not because I don't think it's exceptional yet. If you still break what everyone else believes is beautiful so that you can make the thing that make it the way you want it to make or make it the way you want it to be, I think that is probably like the truest test of whether or not you really do value your own opinion.
Success is going from failure to failure with no discernible loss of enthusiasm. I love Michael Jordan's view about success and failure. He could remember making thousands of baskets, but he could also remember the 26 times he had the shot to win a match and he failed. And he said, without that, you never do the rest.
Everybody thinks the biggest wins are the trophy or the money or the house or the lifestyle. That's not the biggest win, bro. The biggest win is that time where you almost quit but didn't. Because without those wins, the other wins are impossible to achieve. The real wins is when you'd rather do anything else than what it is you're supposed to do and you still do it. That's the biggest win you could ever have as a human being.
The problem is they don't know what they want to do with their life.
That's right.
The biggest question in life is, who am I? Who am I? And what gets me so excited that I jump out of bed every day and I can't wait to go to work?
Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't you so you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. I think unbecoming is the greatest form of growth. You're always unbecoming. You're doing more unbecoming than becoming. Along the journey of development, along the journey of accomplishment, right? You're always unbecoming.
You'll miss 100% of the shots you never take. Just have a go. Have a go. See what happens. Sometimes it's been spectacularly successful. Sometimes it's crashed and burned. It's okay.
My mind is always try to get more history to my career, and it's never enough for me. It's never enough for me. I always train so hard because, you know, I started like that, training so hard because in my mind always when I was a kid, I say, I want to be a champion, and then I realize I accomplished that champion, and I say it's something else more. My mind is never enough for my mind.
When you get out of bed or you want to get out of bed, there's all these individuals that are lined up next to that bed. There's fear, there's doubt, there's compassion, there's hatred, there's excellence, there's sorrowness, there's excuses, and they all have their hands out.
It's an obsessiveness that comes along with it. You want things to be as perfect as they can be, understanding that nothing is ever perfect. But the challenge is try to get them as perfect as they can be. Mm-hmm. And what can you do? It's in your control. So control what you can.
And I think one of the most powerful things that you can cultivate when you cultivate partnership with yourself is being able every single day to have a level of trust in your life, in the magic of things, in yourself, to know that this moment right now is also a dot on the map of your life. And 5, 10, 20 years from now, you will look back on this moment and you will know exactly why this happened. And why it happened is it was preparing you for something. It was giving you a skill or an experience or some wisdom or a relationship that you're going to need for something extraordinary that's coming. And when you believe that, it gives you the strength to face absolutely anything.
You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you're here for a purpose, to enrich the world. And then you get to choose every single day who gets a vote. It's your decision. And most times, many individuals make their decisions with their feelings. And when you have to make those decisions with your mind.
When you have a goal, I think any individual, anybody, male, female, whoever the case may be, when you have a goal and you like seek that goal out and you dream about that dream and you put everything in you can to, you're able to accomplish that goal, it actually, for me personally, made me even more hungry to continue to try to win championships. And I still want to be in championship mode. And I think I've showed this year why I will still continue to be in championship mode.
You always hear people say, well, it's about being number one, about being at the top. You're always going to find somebody out there who's going to work harder. Well, I don't know that. That might be bullshit. But I know no one is going to be hungrier than I am. And I try and find a way to be grateful.
So if you wake up in the morning and you don't want to do something, you don't care enough about yourself.
Every single morning, if you can't get out of your beds and you choose not to win, you listen to your feelings. If you chose to get out of bed and you said, there's a win for me, that's your mind. And each one of those individuals, you decide who gets a vote.
Effort, dedication, work hard. And if you're not dedicated 100%, you're not gonna reach the level that you want.
When you lace them motherfuckers up every day, pretty soon you win. Pretty soon you'll fucking win. if you have the courage and the heart and the dedication and the mindset of everybody can go fuck themselves, you put so much practice into you that you can ignore every one of them that are telling you you're not gonna fucking make it and still be able to fucking make it because you have put the practice in that you know this is the process.
And some days, not all the popular things are going to get a vote. Success may not get a vote. Winning may not get a vote. But you've made that decision that now this thing gets a vote. I must be ready to deal with it.
The only thing about a man that is a man is his mind. And so if we're going to develop something, this is a good place to start. To think deliberately and with a purpose. To spend a little time each day before a blank sheet of paper with our goal perhaps written at the top and come up with some fresh, new, and exciting ideas.
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living."
So how do you want to live? Who and what do you want around you? Begin to ask yourself this pursuit, this idea of progress, of growth in our life is such a requirement to peace and happiness and bliss. So yes, be in the present, but you better be making progress towards something, and you got to be growing and changing.
Think about every poor decision you've made in your life. There was more emotion that was involved in it than there was mine.
Committing myself to doing something that I really cared about. Committing myself to saying that I was wrong when I'm wrong. Committing myself to telling the truth even though it's inconvenient. All of those little interactions. And it's that first step, I think, that a lot of people get stuck on. I just want that momentum to begin. I want to push myself down that hill.
You're talking about young men that might not have any direction right now. Go do something that's hard. Go try and accomplish something that's hard. You may win, you may lose, you may succeed, you may fail. I'll tell you what, you'll be better. If you avoid those things that are hard, if you don't accept that challenge, if you don't step up and step into that cold water, I can tell you this is not a good move.
You gotta have a plan. Everybody's got a dream. Everybody's got a goal. What's the plan? Your plan has got to be clear, concise, compelling, consistent, and committed. You got to have a plan. And when you're trying to do something that you're truly passionate about, there is no plan B.
I bet you and I have a lot in common. We're not the strongest, smartest, or richest people we know. We're not the fastest or most connected. We're not the best looking or most talented. We don't have the best genetics. But what we do have is something a lot of those other people will never have: the will to work.
You're afraid that if you put your heart and soul into it and you fail, then how are you going to feel about yourself, right? So being fearless means putting yourself out there and going for it. No matter what, go for it. Not for anybody else, but for yourself.
If you don't have the right mental attitude to when negative stuff happens to you, you're not going to be able to exploit the good stuff when it comes your way. If you're still alive, think about the worst things that have ever happened to you. How bad do they feel now? And guess what? You woke up this morning. It wasn't as bad as you thought. I think that's a really powerful way to look at it. But look back at the worst moments of your life, the moments you thought you'd never recover from. Look where you are. You recovered. What's stopping you bouncing back other than yourself?
Your feelings keep you in bed. Your mind tells you, get up. Every single day, your mind is one that tells you, get up. And your feelings like, an extra 30 minutes, just roll it, don't worry about it.
If there's one unavoidable truth in this world, it's that there is no substitute for putting in the work. There is no shortcut or growth hack or magic pill that can get you around the hard work of doing your job well, of winning something you care about, or of making your dreams come true.
You don't have to feel good about it. You just have to keep going. The feeling will pass, but you will remain. You are greater than your feelings. Going to bed late and waking up early to work for a few days won't kill you. You're not going to burn out. You're doing what it takes. If you're one of those people that push work-life balance, just remember, the people who like working a lot don't care. I've never regretted trying harder at anything ever. Hard times last long, but an epic story feels like a lifetime.
The work works on you more than you work on it. If you want to be the best in the world at something, you do the work to become the best in the world, and the work works on you. Even if the thing that you're working on right now doesn't amount to the outcome that you expected that it would, it doesn't mean that you don't become better through doing it.
People have tried to cut corners and skip steps in this process for as long as hard work has been hard. Eventually, those people either fall behind or get left in the dust, because working your ass off is the only thing that works 100% of the time
for 100% of the things worth achieving.
If you lack talent, you can't sit back and say, I'll start in half an hour. I can't do that. I got to start now. And after I get back from starting, I got to start again. And then when I get done with that run or that study session, if it wasn't good enough, I got to go back again. Because repetition is what taught me everything.
You have to work hard. Everybody in this room knows if it's worth something to you, you got to put in the effort. And I always like to say it's the work we put in when nobody's watching that really matters.
The consistency of work. Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better, right? And you do that over a period of time, not like 1 month or 2 months. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And then you can get to where you want to go.
It's not what you do, it's who you are. It's not what's going to get you there, it's what's going to keep you there. Do what's right, not what's easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not what you do, it's who you are. Like how you operate, how you treat people, how you do things. It's not what you do, it's who you are.
Work works. That is the bottom line. No matter what you do, no matter who you are, my entire life has been shaped by that single idea.